what's good, y'all? It's the one and only Meticulous Youngin. Hey, man, I'm about to go ahead and do an email response, man. I haven't done one in so long. I've been getting caught up with doing the gaming videos and doing the reaction videos. I've been neglecting my folks, man. I've been neglecting my babies, my bros, man. I gotta show y'all some love, man. So this email came in about 2 weeks ago. I know it's kind of late, but man, better late than never. But yeah, man, if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. But let's go ahead and get into this email. So the title is, my girlfriend said I have control issues. What's up, Meticulous? I'm Peter from Las Vegas, Nevada. As you already read in the title, yes, my girlfriend is saying that I have control issues over her. It's not a good thing. But we have been dating for 4 years and she just started saying this a month ago. We recently just got into a heated argument where she told she is starting to really like being by herself because then she can do what she wants without me breathing down her neck. Now that definitely is not a good sign, man. You got to really evaluate yourself and see what you're doing that's causing her to want to be by herself, to rather be by herself than with you. You know, so let me go ahead and keep reading. I did some serious self-reflecting. Oh, excuse me. I did some serious self-reflecting to try to identify what it is that I am doing wrong, but it hasn't been that many things to cause her to act out the way that she is. Okay. The only thing I really had to stay on her about is how she keeps talking to guys that hit her up in her DMs. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm going to finish this email, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you why she might be acting out. That is pretty much the basis of our arguments. I figured, which always ends in her telling me that I don't trust her enough and how I've done things in the past that she didn't like either, but never once confronted me about. I'm so confused on what to do. A video response will be really helpful, bro. P.S. Your reaction videos are better than more than half of these other crappy reaction channels. LOL. Hey, man, I'm not downplaying nobody else's channel, man, but I appreciate the compliment, man. But you know, just to be all the way honest with you, you know, it's good that you did some self-reflecting so that way you could be able to try to identify what it is that you could have possibly been doing. I know from a relationship standpoint, because there's always going to be people who are different. No, everybody's different and the same in every fashion. So it's always going to occur. Somebody's going to have a little bit more of a controlling tendency in the relationship, whether it's the guy or the girl, because one might be more of a free spirit and the other one's probably more stricter, you know, because sometimes opposites do attract. You know, you guys might have some similar characteristics or similar hobbies or whatever, but opposites do tend to attract. But what you have to consider is what it is that she's doing, because you said the basis of you guys' arguments is who she's talking to on her social medias. So that's always a huge issue. You know, once social media gets put on a higher platform than the relationship itself, that's when temptation comes into play, and that's where the other person starts taking all these different risks that can end up jeopardizing the quality and the foundation of the relationship. So her acting out and calling you controlling, it can be because you recognize how much attention and how much effort she's putting into her social medias and talking to whoever she's talking to through her social medias. Now, can you be overstepping your boundaries by, you know, trying to dictate who she can talk to and who she can't talk to? That is also a possibility, because I know how us guys tend to get. We see our girl talking on the phone. We might be hanging out with her. She gets a message and then she gets on her phone and automatically we start getting jealous. You know, jealousy is a thing. It is very much alive in us. So you also have to take that into consideration. You have to make sure you check yourself on how you're approaching her about it. Make sure you're not being aggressive with her. Make sure you're giving her room to explain herself. Also make sure that you're not just closing yourself off from her. You know, if you don't like something she's doing, approach her in a kind manner. And if you are doing all those things, you are giving her her space. You are, you know, allowing her to express herself in the way that she wants to, and you're asking her politely to stop doing this thing because you're not okay with it, and she continues to do it. That's where you have a major issue. That's where you have her, she's putting social media on a pedestal and she's willing to jeopardize the relationship in order to keep that going, or for whoever she's talking to through that. Okay, so you have to take all that into consideration. Just make sure you check yourself. Like you said, you already did self-reflecting. Like I said, you have to just make sure you pay attention to what she's doing. Okay, make sure you pay attention to the signs. You have to read in between the lines. Okay, bars, but make sure you read in between the lines. Make sure you check yourself and say, okay, you know, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, but she's still calling me controlling. who is she talking to? You know, because sometimes the other person in the relationship, they might start acting out towards you because they might be doing something that they're not supposed to be doing. And so maybe they'll try to flip the script and try to make it seem like you're doing something wrong. That way it takes the attention off of them. But really, you have to pay attention to that because that's a mind game. That's a mind trick. You have to really pay attention to that because a lot of people do that. A lot of people, they try to flip the script to divert the attention from them to you. Okay, because really they're the ones doing something. But yeah, take all of that into consideration. Hopefully you got something out of what I said. You know, continue to do self-reflecting, but make sure you just read in between the lines. And if it comes to the point where you discover something or she confesses and it ultimately ends in the termination of the relationship, do not look at it as the end of the world. There's millions of other people in this world, billions, to go ahead and, you know, try to identify with, try to start something with. Just give yourself time to heal. Just make sure you connect with your inner self before you start trying to, you know, get back out there again if this relationship doesn't work out. Okay, but always, you know, I just hope this, you know, things work out for you and your girl. But yeah, if you like the video, if you like what I said, you like my advice, like the video, subscribe to the channel, man. But I'll catch y'all next time, all right?